Oh shit, here we go again. This is going to be yet another open house. Mark my fucking words. All right, so The Rental, directed and co-written by Dave Franco, and it was co-written by Joe Swanberg. This cast is fan-fucking-tastic, man. You got Dan Stevens, you've got Alison Brie, who's one of the most beautiful women on earth, and I just love her, and I could watch her in absolutely anything. And she also happens to be Dave Franco's wife, so of course she's in this as his feature debut as a director. We've also got Lip from Shameless. Honestly, don't know the guy's actual real name, but I do like him a whole hell of a lot in what I have seen him in, which is mostly Shameless, but he's fantastic in it. And then we also have, and this is another person's name I don't know, but I know it is the woman who plays the main character, the girl, in A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which I always have a hard time remembering if it's A Girl Walks Home at Night Alone or Home Alone at Night, and then I remember in my head to just remember that it's Home Alone. And as long as I can remember that, then I know which way to say it, which is a really cool independent flick. Not going to be for everyone. Much like this movie, this is a film that I really enjoyed the fuck out of. But so I watched a review from Chris Stuckman on this movie before it was released, a couple days before it was released. I don't usually watch the guy's stuff. I'm not a hater of him. I'm not a lover of his. It just, sometimes he throws out reviews before anybody, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I'll see what he has to say. I think he has some good takes here and there, and sometimes I disagree with him, like we're going to do with anybody, like you're going to do with me right here on this, because a lot of you are going to be like, you're fucking crazy, this movie's shit. All right, I disagree heavily. But so anyway, I watched his review, and he trashed this fucking thing, and he was just like, it's boring, and nothing happens, and this and that. Couldn't fucking disagree more, like crazy. But then, my buddy Lee McCoy from Drum Dums was like, this is my favorite movie of the year. And his favorite movie of the year at that point was The Lodge, which was my favorite movie of the year too for a while. And I was just like, like what? It went from terrible, pretty much terrible, to a buddy of mine that I have similar taste with at times being like, fucking love this movie. I love it, and I think it's the best movie of the year. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? I was like, all right, I'm watching this. I actually watched this shit at 2:30 in the morning. I was leaving. I was going to bed. And I watched Lee's fucking review on this and immediately pulled out my fucking laptop and watched this till 4 a.m. Because I was like, what are you, best movie of the year? I gotta watch this right now. I gotta watch it. I'm fuck going to sleep. I'm watching this right now. I watched it, and I was like, when I was watching it though, and especially right when it ended, I was like, oh, I get why. I get this now. This is the open house all over again. Lee and I both loved The Open House, the Netflix original movie that everyone hated. Yeah, that movie. I thought it was fucking great. And so did Lee. And we were both just stunned that everyone hated it. But everyone started giving out their reasons. Oh, there's the killer's never revealed. There's no motive. There's no this. There's no that. This is the same thing. But I love that. And I will fucking argue this all damn day. Like, this is another problem. This is another thing too. When Lee dropped his review, he actually texted me pictures of a conversation he had in his comment thread, and some guy giving 10 reasons for why he hated the movie, and Lee gave a rebuttal for all 10. And these are the 10 pretty much exact same reasons everyone hated The Open House, and Lee's rebuttal on all 10, I was like, yep, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Like, he took the time, and he really like answered every single one of them why this guy it's not about wrong. You fucking can hate this movie all you want. You're not wrong. It's just this, like, they can't seem to see why we like this movie or The Open House. Whereas, like, what? Anyways, plot synopsis. Now that I'm done ranting, I just know that this movie is going to get hated, and I'm upset about it. I'm upset about it because this is another film that I feel like is not going to deserve the hate that it gets. And then Dave Franco will see that response and be like, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't make movies anymore. This is my debut. And if you don't think people do that, bullshit. They absolutely do. If somebody's film gets absolutely hammered and it's their first fucking film, a lot of people will be like, I guess I just am not cut out for this. Especially if it gets like smashed And I think that this film is going to have that from the horror community. A lot of people, because that's just it. Here, let's get to, before we get to synopsis, doesn't really fucking matter what the synopsis is. Okay? Really. I personally have always been the person that's like going blind. That being said, I think the problem is that people want horror movies to be horror movies throughout. And so they go into a film like this, which is a lot of drama in the first hour, and then the horror, because it really is like a drama, then it kind of morphs into a drama thriller, and then it like ends on a full-on horror movie. So it kind of changes gears throughout, which I actually personally loved about the movie, because I think the character development is great. One of the things that this guy pointed out in his 10 reasons he hated the movie is that the characters are unlikable. No. There's a huge difference between unlikable characters and realistic characters. These are realistic characters. They're portrayed very realistically. Not everybody is fucking extremely likable in their private life. When you put a camera on them, quite literally, because, okay, synopsis of this film, really, really quick. It's very vague, so it doesn't really matter, because I don't want to get into spoilers or anything, but these 4 people, 2 brothers and their respective girlfriend and wife, go to this rental. It's like an Airbnb. They rent it for a couple days. It's this beautiful, scenic, idealistic rental vacation home, whatever. They go there because they're closing out some big deal at the company, where Dan Stevens' character and the girl walks home alone at night character, they are business partners, and they want to go out and celebrate. And so they all go out there together, and while they are there, the one girl finds a camera in the shower, and they want to reveal why, but they can't because of certain situations. So now they're in this tense situation where they think they're being watched. And so yeah, as I said, very vague, because I can't really say much more than that. This film had a lot of errors of other films, no doubt about it. I got vibes from The Open House, big time. I also, once you watch the movie, you'll understand why I'm saying this, but it reminds me of Drive with Ryan Gosling. I'm not going to say why, but you figure it out if you watch the movie, because it's very, very Drive in one element of the film, and I was like, whoa, this is like almost ripped right out of this film. And there also, what's the other movie that I was thinking when I was watching this? I'll hopefully think of it before this review ends. But man, I was so invested this entire time in these characters. The reality, the realism of this film. They go out there and real drama starts happening through these characters. And I really like these characters, even if I don't agree with their decisions in what they're doing in their life. That doesn't mean, like, who watches dramas and is like, oh my God, every decision these characters make is good, so now I like them. Oh, they made a bad decision. Oh, I hate them. That's not an unlikable character. It's a real character. So that's a ridiculous thing. Then, of course, there is the motivelessness to things and the lack of reveals and stuff like that. This is, as I said, this is The Open House all over again. The thing I love about The Open House is the anonymity of it, is the randomness of it. That's so much scarier to me. The big reveal at the end of a movie, like, oh my God, it was your brother the whole time, and he did it because, you got more attention than he did from the mom, and this and that, and they give this big, long, elaborate exposition of like why it happened and this and that. It's fine in places. There's plenty of movies where that's great. But look at something like fucking Halloween. Everyone's fucking go-to favorite horror movie. There's no motive given. Michael's never revealed to be anything. His face is shown for like half a second. We know who he is throughout the movie, but it's motiveless. And that's terrifying. Why is this fucking guy going around? Yeah, in the sequel, they're like, oh, it's his sister and this and that. Bullshit, it's not his fucking sister. That's so stupid they threw that in the second movie. What is scary about Halloween is the fucking randomness that this little boy could just one day snap and kill his sister, and then break out of prison when he's 21 years old, goes into a town and just stalks the first fucking chick he sees, kills all of her friends and kills her, or tries to kill her, and then gets shot and runs away, and he's out in there. And it's like, We don't know where he's going to go. We don't know what he's going to do. He's completely unpredictable. That shit is fucking scary. The whole reveal of like, oh, your dad raped my mom, and so now I'm getting revenge on you. That's extremely personal, and that can work. Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing that can work for sure. But that isn't always necessary. And for me, that's a very personal thing. And it's like, oh, well, as long as I'm not a piece of shit, I'll probably be all right. But just some random fucking guy screwing with me when I'm on vacation or something, that's fucking scary. The way that this film plays out, I love this kind of stuff. But this film is going to get fucking hated. A lot. There are people who are going to say it's boring, that it doesn't go anywhere, that nothing happens. I couldn't disagree more. I could not disagree more. Is it my favorite movie of the year like Lee? No. It is not my favorite movie of the year. But I'm not disagreeing with him on how good this fucking movie is. I think this movie is really, really good. It's a great dramatic piece with a great horror ending. So I feel like even without the horror ending, in fact, I almost believe that this movie would be liked way more if there wasn't a horror ending to it. Like if this just played out like a tense drama where people did things they weren't supposed to do, and there was fighting in between every one of them, and then there was this added element of tension of like maybe we're being watched, and that was just kind of a looming thought in their minds, and it was like making them kind of lose their minds a little bit, and that played into some thriller aspect, but it never culminated into like some big horror finish. I think because people go into these kinds of movies expecting horror like throughout. Like I need this constant threat of this and that, but there's such an atmosphere to this film that's created through the dramatic tension. And it's actually like, these kinds of reviews are upsetting to me. Like they upset me because I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to defend a fucking movie that I feel is just going to get so unjustly hated. I know it's going to happen. I can already see the response coming from a mile away. I'll get it in the comments and I don't give a shit. Blast me all you want. But I think this movie's way better than a lot of people are going to give it credit for, and that is a damn shame. Everyone involved is great in this. Dan Stevens, Alison Brie, who's just she's so fucking beautiful. And great actress, too. Just a great actress. And then Lip and The Girl Walks Home Alone at Night Girl. Everyone's great in this. There's only like 5 characters in the entire film. And that might be an issue for some people, but everything feels so real in this film. Oh, 13 cameras. 13 cameras. That was the other film that I was trying to think of as, something similar to this film. So you got a mix of The Open House meets 13 cameras with an element of Ryan Gosling or Nicholas Winding Refn's Drive. You'll know why. Hopefully you'll figure that out. It's very obvious in my eyes. Like, as I said, it's almost an homage, like to me. But anyway, all right, this lasted way longer than I expected. I'm gonna fucking be fighting for this movie for years to come. I can already feel it. So, oh well, I'm fucking ready for the fight always. It's a good fucking movie. Adios.